name is Rachel and I'm here today to talk about The Simpsons. So this is a collaboration with the Lawn Gnome. I'll link his channel down below. The aim of this is to list your 10 favourite either episodes or segments of the Treehouse of Horrors from The Simpsons because it's 30 years this year. That's exciting. I haven't actually seen the newest one. I think it came out like last week, but obviously it's harder to see these things over here. It's easier in America. So I haven't seen it yet, so that's not on the list, but I'm excited. Also, it's Halloween and I dug my Jack mug out and it makes me so happy. I'm using it like 24/7 because this is just, look at it. It's burning my hand, but look at this handle. It's amazing. I'm gonna put my tea there because it's way too hot to drink, but I want it to be there because it's Halloween. Halloween vibes, you know? I've decided to do mine by segments because there's a few episodes where I'm like, I would absolutely love this if it was just these two segments and not this last one and things like that. So I decided to, yeah, do it by segments because I normally remember them a little bit more. So starting at number 10, Send in the Clones. This is from installment 13 and this is basically we just see Homer cloned like a million times. He just keeps getting cloned and cloned and cloned and cloned and they try and get rid of them and he ends up making even more of them and it's a bit insane. The things that I loved about this is the kind of nod to Star Wars in the title and the nod to Family Guy and the original artwork from The Simpsons and things like that. I just think it's very meta as well as being a good story. So I really like that one. So for number 9, I picked Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace. This is in installment 6 and the reason I love this one is mainly because Willie turns into a giant set of bagpipes, which I just think is hilarious. This is kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street where the parents sort of ignore Willie when he's in loads of pain. So he's like, I'm gonna get all your kids when they're asleep. It's just a funny one. It feels a bit like an Itchy and Scratchy cartoon. Like he keeps going for him and he fights back and that sort of a thing. At number 8, we have WizKids, which is from installment 12. I'm a Harry Potter person. I love Harry Potter. I'm obviously gonna love this. I love that it's called Spring Warts. I think that's hilarious. I love that Mr. Burns is Voldemort and that Nagini is Smithers. Like everything about it. Like I like the ones that are like literature and film based. I think you'll see that through the list. But they're the ones that make me laugh the most because, yeah, I like it when it's like nods or allusions to popular culture. That's my favourite thing in any sort of like animated show. It's the reason that I love South Park so much. At number 7 we have House of Wax, which is also from installment 12. I really like installment 12. Installment 12 also has Hex in the City, which cracking title, cracking leprechaun. Great episode. I just think the way that the computer house thing seduces Marge is absolutely hilarious. In at number 6 we have Mr. and Mrs. Simpson from installment 18. I am one of those rare people who actually really liked Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I know there aren't many of us, so seeing The Simpsons recreate that was top notch for me. I love that they did the whole starting scene with them both trying to go after the same person. They did the like elevator scene. Absolutely loved that they like fully destroyed the house and then shagged and destroyed the house even more. It was just cracking TV and absolutely loved that one. At number 5, no, I'm gonna have to look down for this because it's a killer title that I can't remember all of. So it's Dial M for Murder or press hashtag to return to the main menu, I think. And this is from installment 20. The whole thing is in black and white and it's based on Hitchcock's Dial M for Murder, which is a phenomenal film with Grace Kelly in. The reason I love this is because I really like old movies. I love the Hitchcock movies. And the reason this wins is that Bart and Lisa are kind of chasing each other and it runs through a load of like different weird wacky scenes from Hitchcock movies. Spellbound with Gregory Peck in has this really like psychologist kind of vibe to it. I love that film, and having watched that film and then watched the weird quirky like almost Dali type of animation that they do is just phenomenal. In at number 4 we have the latest one on my list, which is from installment 25 and it is A Clockwork Yellow. I feel like this must be up there for quite a few people in terms of Treehouse of Horror episodes because it is one of the best. They do it so well. They use the dress and they use the settings, and that's amazing, and that's what they do in the other ones, but it's that they also use like the weird language and the music. My two favourite things about this episode is Maggie being dressed up as well with the little eyelashes on, love that, and also when he's flying over London and you get to see the London skyline but in like Simpsons animation. For someone who's from England, that's pretty cool. I like that. At number 3 we have The Raven, one of the best Simpsons episodes, hands down, like of all of the series, like everything. I love that they use the original poem. I love that they use the original language. They don't try and simplify it, but they manage to still keep it funny. It is so funny. Bart is just the most adorable Raven ever. I just think he's so cute. Oh no, I lied. 25 was not the latest installment. At number 2 we have installment 28, Coralisa. So I feel like people don't like some of the later seasons of The Simpsons as much as the older ones, and I get that. I get that there's like differences, but I think Coralisa just shows that like they're a lot more experimental at the same time, and I love it. Number 1, Neil Gaiman does the voice of the cat, and I just, oh, I love that. That makes me so happy. And yeah, like I said, the animation is so cool. So we go through the secret door and we go to like the Coraline type universe, and the animation completely changes and we see Marge's accentuated figure exactly the same as the mother in Coraline. And also they do the same with Homer's face. It's like thinned out at the side and he's hunched forward just like the guy in Coraline. And it's like little things like that that I love. And then the best part of that episode is when she goes back and her dad annoys her and she's like, just sew the buttons on my eyes, just fucking do it. That brings us on to number 1, my favourite. Now this is from installment 5, and I feel like again this is probably a lot of people's favourites, but it is also mine, and it is The Shin-In. I have a lot of reasons for this being my number 1. Number 1, it's fucking funny and it's fantastic. Just the first like minute, 2 minutes alone when they are driving up, and it's the same like setting, drive, kind of camera work even as the film of The Shining, like with it overhead following the car through these like windy roads. You have them like constantly like, did we lock the house? We forgot grandpa, we did that, and they keep having to turn around. The next thing I love is when the lift opens and all the blood comes out and Mr. Burns is like, oh, the blood normally gets off at level 2, that's weird. Oh, it's things, little things like that that just get me. I think my favourite moment of the whole episode is Bart saying, no, I have The Shining, and Willie shakes him like, no, you have The Shin-In, you don't want to get sued, do you? That is like top level humour. And we have a few moments like that, like the build up to the typewriter moment, and then Marge gets to the typewriter, it's like, oh my god, and it just says feeling fine. And then so that's more like the humour stuff I like, and then the other stuff I like is that I love that, like I said, they copy all the camera work and do that, but they also have a lot of the same settings. So they have the maze, they have the bar with the ballroom bit, they have the storage room, they have that like big hall that I just mentioned that has the typewriter in, even to the point of like when they come out of the hotel in the Shining film, they kind of run and there's this big snow mountain against the hotel and they run out towards that like car thing. It even looks exactly the same as the Simpsons are running away from Homer, which I think there's a mastery with it. And there's also the scene with Jack on the stair, well Homer's Jack on the stairs, and Marge is like hitting him with the baseball bat. He's got the exact same mannerisms as Jack Nicholson when he's like, give me the bat, give me the bat, and he's like pulling faces at her, and it is exactly the same. The reason that I love the Simpsons handling like TV shows and films and all that sort of stuff, like all those references, is I think they do it in such a like loving way. Like whoever made that isn't mocking The Shining, they are clearly a huge fan of The Shining and they're doing like an ode to The Shining, and I just think that's amazing. That's my favourite one, and they are my top 10 Treehouse of Horror episodes by The Simpsons. If you like any of these episodes and agree with me, please comment down below. If you don't, then what are your favourites? Thank you very much for watching. I will put any links down below if you want to look for them. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!